Sonic Heroes, no!
Just progress, please. Just, am I doing anything? Dad, are you finally proud of me? I don't know.
Hold on, I'm getting a text from your dad. It just says no. Does that mean anything to you?
Did they, like, record his voice in front of an air conditioner?
I'll get you, Sonic. If it's the last thing I did. Could you turn that down? Maybe just turn it on eco mode for a little bit.
Dude, is it my imagination, or are you absolutely tearing ass through this game?
Dude, thank you for noticing, because I was kind of thinking that just a second ago.
Unless there is just, like, when you play as this group, there's just huge swaths of the game that you don't have to deal with.
Okay, that also is a possibility, I feel.
Can't believe how much ass you're kicking.
Yeah, man, we're doing great. We're doing great.
we're doing great. We're doing great. D!
Hey, I'm Grumps. I'm not so Grump, and we're the GameGrumps.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to GameGrumps.
Oh, good day, everyone. It is so lovely to see you, or imagine that you're here.
Whoa!
I just realized I was like, well, I can't see them and I can't hear them, and I don't even know if they're around or if they're watching.
We could be speaking
Where the hell
to a
am I?
void right now. Those hundreds of thousands of views that we see on every video could be fake. Could be the YouTube algorithm lying to us and inflating the numbers of a platform that they make money on.
What's up, Russian bots?
Beep boop to you too, my friends.
Oh wow, did it start raining?
Yeah, for like a second.
Wow, yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess we're just in the jungle. That seems dangerous, Amy.
Yeah. Dude, we're like CAPTCHA. We're media that exists to be researched.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know when you do CAPTCHAs and it's like, click every photo that has a bicycle in it. Like they're like crowdsourcing research.
Really?
Yeah, like they're using you for their because their computer algorithms determined that these are probably pictures that have bicycles in them.
Uh-huh.
But like you as a human are like, these are clearly bicycles because I'm a human and I can say so. And so that's getting added to their AI of like, this is confirmation from like 300 different people that this actually is indeed a picture of a bicycle.
We're okay. So what's the end game? To just find every bicycle in the world? At last, my plan is complete.
This one picture of like a stop sign is actually a bicycle.
So, yeah. So wait, here's one thing I don't get.
Okay.
If they're relying on us to confirm that there's a bicycle in that image, is it the point of a CAPTCHA for the computer to say, yes, you successfully, correctly chose the bicycles?
Yes, well, it goes both ways. Because it already sort of knows. It's literally just like solidifying, because the more information you feed an algorithm, the smarter it gets.
Okay.
So like it's already basically determined, like, okay, what the fuck? It's already basically determined that like these are pictures of bicycles, yes. But through like, it'll look up like thousands and thousands of different pictures of that's determined are like bicycles, and some of them it'll determine like, oh, this is like almost a bicycle, and then based on the feedback it's getting from other people, like you're not the first person to pick this picture as a bicycle, right?
Right.
You're like the fucking 600th. So based on that information, it's like, okay, well, this image where it sort of looks like a bicycle, you know, had like 50 hits. But this one had like 650 hits. So like clearly this one's a bicycle and this one's not.
It's just funny to imagine the algorithm pulling sort of like a Byakuya from Danganronpa, where it's just like, of course I know what a bicycle looks like, but why don't you tell me what a bicycle, like, what, yeah, Jesus Christ, you're so high up.
I don't know why this.
Could they have picked a farther looking? It's like you're falling out of the space shuttle. My God, you'll never hit the ground at this rate.
But I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but in those captchas, you can still pass by getting it wrong.
I've never dared try because I didn't want to feel stupid.
Well,
being like, I didn't know what a traffic light looks like.
Well, I mean, there's some pictures where it's like, you know, a picture of a bus, and like it's kind of blurry and like in the distance, and you're like, is that a bus? I guess.
I see.
And then it'll be like, you're fine. Like that's because it's also feeding you images that clearly aren't buses, and it knows it's clearly not a bus. You know, so like
right.
If it's like half a bus and half not a bus, that's where the real shit is going. When it's like the algorithm's not sure, and then it's like, oh, okay, most people say this is a bus, therefore it's a fucking bus.
Boy, that's weird.
Yeah.
Algorithms in general are just so fascinating and so bizarre, and they really rule our lives in so many ways.
It's like kind of scary, but also cool at the same time. What the fuck? I hit that checkpoint. God damn it.
Can you go back?
I don't think so, because it was like a... Oh, maybe I can.
Good luck.
Because wait, what? The camera turned me around.
Oh my fucking God.
You're not supposed to be going this way. What are you doing?
Wow. Yeah.
Hopefully that was enough.
Oh, okay. There's a real drop of faith.
So, yeah.
Maybe the platform's here?
So they found, check this out, right?
Okay.
Algorithms used
Who's they? I always, that's my new thing. Anytime someone says they say this, I always need to know who they is.
Okay, forget I said they, because that's not what I wanted to say.
Equally helpful.
Programmers have reduced algorithms to be smaller and smaller. Because they're AIs now. You know, it used to be you had to like stipulate on everything.
You're kind of losing me a little bit.
Okay. Because it's like,
I don't know what you mean by smaller.
Oh, like the amount of code it takes to make.
Oh, okay.
The algorithm that's like determining things, because you used to have to like input everything manually, like, okay, well this is green and this is blue or whatever, and that has to be like in the code, right? But in algorithms have gotten smaller and smaller because they're just AIs. It's literally just like a fucking database of information that it gathers based on... God damn this fucking game. It just gathers information based on like...
I like to imagine that you're a professor that just randomly gets pissed off.
God damn these fucking kids! Listen to me!
Anyway.
Yeah. Back to the lecture.
I mean, I can't pretend like I fucking have made a program or anything, but this is just based on stuff that I've seen written about it. Oh my god, why does it do that? This is turning into the old Sonic Heroes playthrough.
Yeah, very quickly. Well, I think this is a new session that we're doing, so it's been a couple of days, but I seem to recall just as we stopped playing, you were running into some, shall we say, classic Sonic Heroes issues.
Yeah. It's just like... It just makes you fly all over the fucking map.
Yes.
Non-stop.
That would be the issue in question.
And by the way, if there are any programmers in the comments who know more about this shit than I do, feel free to correct me, because A, I'm not a programmer, and...
Oh, don't worry, Aaron. They will.
But this is literally based on some fucking articles and I think some, like, documentary I watched, so...
Works for me.
Yeah.
I cite my sources as some fucking articles and a documentary or something.
Well, I mean, that's how we live life nowadays, man. Like, seriously.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Look it up, or I've done the research means I typed it into Google.
Yeah. Or I saw...
And whatever came up, I believed.
I saw a very sensational headline on Twitter and didn't read the article.
Which is basically what I do with the onion.
Yeah.
Good job, man. Mission clear.
Look at me dance.
I also liked, I didn't get a chance to say it while you were going through the level, but I like the stuff, I like the platforms that you jump on where they're small, and then as you get close to them, they're like, phoom, you know, and they get huge.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me how I wish that I could be like a frog, and whenever, you know, someone threatens me, I just expand my throat pouch in like an aggressive way. Like, and then they back off, because who wants to deal with that shit?
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, he's larger now. Wow. My brain has been programmed to believe large is scary. That's how you're supposed to...
Did we get...
What?
Absolutely. I'm sorry to cut you off. I was just going to ask, did we get to the part in your explanation where you actually explained what I was asking about?
What? Who was they?
Oh, no. No, that was a sidetrack. I'm going to be 1,000,000% honest with you. I don't remember, clearly. Because this game is such a fucking assault on my senses that there's like wind and colored balloons and spiky balls, and I'm flying through a tunnel and I can't remember shit. Anything that happened more than 10 seconds ago is just gone.
Oh, you can like speed. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue what question you're talking about.
The question of how algorithms work, and you had a point to make, and it's just, man, it's just gone. It's fucking
yes.
gone.
So
talk about throat pouches.
Algorithms used to have to be determined by like every thing in an algorithm that determines what it does had to be written by a person. But
yes.
Now they're written to be AIs, so they learn how to
learn by themselves.
Yeah, it's literally, which sounds hilarious, but it's true. It's a neural net, a learning computer.
Wow, that's great. Is it great?
So you'll see a lot of like, I mean, these were big like 2 or 3 years ago, on social media and stuff, where it's like, you know, we fed an AI like 1,000 pictures of classical paintings, and now it's able to make its own classical painting, like shit like that. Like those algorithms aren't very large because they just learn based on what you feed them. So you don't have to have a guy saying like, okay, well, this brushstroke goes like this or whatever. It's literally just like, look at picture and determine what is similar. Like that's all they have to write.
Right.
I mean, that's super fucking simplified, but if you had to boil it down to a layman's terms, I would word it like that.
Interesting. God, man. What a world.
What a wild.
I have a feeling that the next 10 years are going to be fucking insane.
Yeah, they'll be pretty wild.
Like, in good and bad ways. Because we're definitely getting ourselves into some problems environmentally and, you know, just ways of the world where
oh yeah.
AI is going to be the only way out, but also AI, you know, past a certain point is kind of freaky deaky in and of itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I've just read a bunch of Ray Kurzweil books, but like, it's still, it's honestly the unknown of it that weirds me out.
I feel like, and I'm not saying this because I have a level of understanding, I'm just saying this as a person. I feel like if you have a level of understanding of how technology is growing, then it becomes pretty obvious like what's going to happen. I feel like we're just like not giving platforms to the people who are like, no, this is clearly what's gonna happen, but nobody's listening.
What types of things are they saying?
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a level of understanding.
Oh yeah, I don't know. They don't have a platform. God damn it. Well, one thing I do remember
I get
thinking,
glimpses though, you know, like I see, you know, somebody's like, this person's been saying this for years and nobody's listening, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It was interesting to hear Andrew Yang when he was running for president talking about AI and, how automation is replacing jobs more than other people, like different types of people, and how that will continue to grow. And it was just interesting to see the country as a whole was just like, we're not ready to talk about this yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Maybe in the next presidential election, we're just not ready to have the conversation.
No, not at all. Because, then
it's scary.
It is very scary, and it brings up a lot of uncomfortable conversations. I mean, there's so many movies about like robot rights and shit, and it's like, yeah, kinda. Like,
Yeah, sure.
We don't know what it means to be a robot.
Yeah.
And
it
like,
depends. Like, you can say it's not alive because it's not made of, flesh and blood, but, it's a form of intelligence.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
well, and also
it's
we
just strange.
When you boil down like what our soul is or whatever, we're just fucking electricity, and what is a robot but electricity, So
what is happening?
I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I don't know.
Can a robot tell me what the fuck is going on in Sonic Heroes?
Yeah. So, and listen, we're not fucking, I just want to say, because this always happens when we talk about like big subjects like this, we're fucking professional comedians. Like this, I'm not a roboticist.
Is that even a word?
I don't know.
Well, there's nothing you could have said that would have proven that you're not that, more than saying it like that.
If you want to know more about this, you should probably Google it or whatever. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, we're just people. We're just people talking to the best of our knowledge.
I'm not trying to misinform anybody by like my opinion, man. Motherfucker. But anyway, back to like my opinion, man.
Sure.
Because it gets to a point, I mean, then you got to talk about like, it's like an ethics conversation, and it's like a fucking like sociology conversation. Because if we automate everything to the point where, humans have been replaced in all life, then it's like, then you have the people who are like, they took my job. I don't have a job anymore. But it's like, do you need a job now? If robots are doing everything? But then also, if we need to consider like robot rights as a thing, then like, are we repeating history by making these like creatures do our every bidding? Like, it's, I don't know. There's a lot of ethics questions to be asked about that kind of situation, I think.
Well, sure.
Robot stuff is very
dude, I know.
interesting.
I played Detroit Become Who, man.
Yeah.
I'm well versed.
God, that's so true. But yeah, so I mean, because that's like, I mean, we as an American society don't, like, work is our life, like that's, we live to work, and that's cultural, going thousands of years back. So, well,
sure, and it also determines who's rich and who's poor, which is a huge factor in almost every decision that gets made, who stays in power, who tries to take power away, like, there's all sorts of dynamics happening.
But at the same time, like, if automation becomes affordable enough,
that's what I'm saying.
Then that gap might shrink a little bit.
Sure. Like, how do you determine an economy when everything, when there's no workforce, essentially? It's all gonna have to come to a head at some point, but it's way beyond anything I can imagine right now.
Yeah. I would love to be a fly on a wall of a conversation of people who know like 1,000 times more about this than I do, because I feel like we're talking like the preschool science fiction version of this. It's like, but what if they can control our minds and we're in the Matrix though? But really though, we could be, it could be all the Matrix though.
We're always giving the dumb version of whatever it really is. It's like when people say like, "What if life is just a simulation?" It's like, okay, what created the simulation then? What's the real thing? They're like, I don't know. It's like, well, then what's the fucking point?
Yeah, but there's
the simulation just is what it is.
Yeah. But whenever you talk to like the person who like knows about that and like studies that concept, it's like, well, there are 3 prevailing theories. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Each one dumber than the next.
There's the turtle theory. Fucking
yeah, because I mean, it's interesting. At least from my perspective, and again, I don't pretend to know more about this than anyone. I'm just guessing. It really does sort of come back to just this basic idea of, well, we know what we can see, smell, touch, hear, and taste, and beyond that, there's a few major theories about how that happened, you know, and I don't know. It's the whole thing is, it's one of those things. The farther you run into that race, the more you feel you're back at the starting line. So you just sort of have to enjoy life and come what may, you know.
Yeah, true that. I mean, of course, man. I mean, just enjoy life, you know? Just enjoy the 250th day I've spent in my living room. Alone.
How you doing, man? Are you alright?
Yeah, man, I'm cool.
Great.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I feel like, you know, and I don't mean to, just stop me if this is getting personal or whatever. I feel like this whole Backstreet Boys situation has been harder on you than it has on me. Just the way our personalities are, you know?
Yeah, man, I'm a people person. I need to go and, I mean, not saying that you're not, but like...
Oh, I hate people.
I need that
kidding.
shit. Like, I need to be around people. I need to feel that energy. I need to travel. It's spaces, too. Spaces are really big for me.
Yes.
My memories form around spaces. I've probably talked about this on the show before, but, whoa! Oh my god. I
killed a man.
When I remember things that happen, and presumably that's why I have such a hard time remembering like GameGrumps bits. It's because we're always in the same room. When I remember things happening, or like meeting people, or like having a conversation with somebody, I always remember where we were, and like where I was sitting, and like what was on the walls, and like what the lighting was like.
Yeah, the environment.
But, so like, when I'm spending so much of my time in the same rooms every day, things sort of blur together. And I can't like parse thoughts individually anymore. It's very strange. Right. So I've had to study up on, because I think it's, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think it's like an ADD thing, which I've never really looked into. I've always had it, but I've never looked into like exactly how it affects my behavior and how my mind works. So I've been reading a lot more about it and finding methods that like, you know, people have been studying and ways to fix those sort of symptoms.
Excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if I could ask you.
Oh, hold on. Hold that thought, Aaron. There's an incredibly dumb cutscene.
Did they spell halfta as halfta?
I missed it. The chocolate chow?
What?
I don't know what the fuck is going on, but let's fight!
All right,
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta take them on, dog.
But one thing that's been big, okay, for me, one thing that's been big, it's called a waste book. And I'm sure a lot of people do this, even if they don't have ADD, but it's just a little notebook that you carry around, and anytime you ever think of anything, like literally anything, that like even mildly interests you, you just, how are you even supposed to, you write it in the waste book. So as somebody who has ADD, my brain goes a million places all the time, and it's easy to get like caught in that spiral of just like going and going and going and completely going off subject. But if you write it in if you write like the first inclination down, it's like, oh, what was the capital of Minnesota? You just write it, and then it's out of your brain, and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds like a relief a little bit.
It is. It has been very helpful. I would say that's probably the biggest change.
I'll never forgive you for this. Wow, fucking just email that to the programmers.
What?
What is happening? What is oh, rock and roll. Hell yeah, they're my new favorite team.
Dude, I can't wait to play as them.
They fucking rocked you right off the platform.
Dude, they're the fucking Nux Chaotix team, man.
They rocked you, dare I say, like a hurricane.
Oh, of course. How else could you rock?
Here I am. You know what? That does remind me, though. Like, I can't announce it yet because it's not quite done. But I've been working on a new music project that I'm extremely excited about.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, whenever I mention that I'm away from social media at the moment, that's the reason, because I was like, I just got to devote all my time to, way to go. All my time to this project.
Yeah.
And in addition to, NSP and GameGrumps and all that. So like I'm so excited about it, and just having that has been really, really helpful for my life. But now that it's coming close to finishing the album and putting it out there, I'm like, man, I hope the Backstreet Boys tour ends soon, because like once I don't have this to focus on, I'm gonna be like, shit,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't have anything like that right now, but I'm trying to. We're gonna take a little time off. And I'm probably gonna find some project to work on, to focus on.
You could charge up your crystal, your JO crystal.
That's true. So there's a thing in ADD. I don't know the proper terms for it, so I'm just gonna make up terms for it. But so the idea is your brain has like a reward center that goes off when you do something. When you set out to do something and you say, I'm gonna do it, and then you go and do it, your brain releases serotonin or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, and it's like,
It's good to complete something.
I accomplished a thing. ADD brains don't work like that. In fact, they're the complete opposite. If I set out to do something and then I go and do it, it's excruciating. Which is what explains the sort of like cliche distraction element of ADD, right? Like it's not so much that you're easily distracted, it's that you don't get anything from the thing that you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So you seek out other things. And so by doing something that is not like the priority, that's where your reward center goes off.
Oh, that's interesting.
So there's a couple ways to combat this, and I've personally like discovered them just through time. One of the more common versions of that is just by overwhelming yourself with shit. So if you just have a bunch of things that you're doing at any one given time, it's easy to be distracted by something that ends up becoming a thing that makes a difference or that grows into something.
Can't finish anything if you're always starting stuff.
Yeah. What do they call it? Abortive attempts, they call it.
Okay.
So, ADD people constantly overwhelm themselves as a response to this, right? There's a system called structured procrastination, though, where you can have something of priority, but knowingly do something that's not that is of a lower priority, and then you basically tier out your tasks in that manner. So you say, hey, there's this thing I have to do, and I have to do it pretty soon, that is very high priority, so I'm gonna do this other thing that's lower priority, and then when I finish the lower priority thing, I'm going to set something up that is a higher priority than the thing that I put off. So that now the thing that I put off becomes the lesser priority thing. And then you just tier out your workload to be that forever and ever.
Huh.
I haven't learned how to properly do that yet. I've only really heard it as a concept. But yeah, it is very interesting how our brains fucking work.
Yeah, we're very different in that way, for sure. Also, as an aside, not to ADD off the ADD conversation, how much do you want to bet there's going to be a comment on this, like, what's your favorite Game Grumps episode, Billy? I like the one where they talk about ADD for a long time.
And robots and...
robots and... whatever they want. However they want to parse it. It's kind of funny. That joke has lasted way longer than I ever imagined it would. But it has never gotten to the point where it like goes meta and finds its logical conclusion. Oh, which of course would be, what's your favorite episode, Billy? I like the one where they talk about what's your favorite episode, Billy, for a long time. As soon as that joke is made, then you know it's over.
Yeah, well, I think the natural conclusion is the meta version of it, where it's like, what's your favorite Game Grumps comment? I like the one where they make the comment about how they talk about something for a long time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, same idea.
Yeah.
It really cracks me up. And I'll miss it. I'll miss Billy and his inquisitive nature.
Yeah. Well, you know, maybe the natural conclusion of it is we'll have another episode where we talk about mac and cheese.
Oh, wow. Bring it full circle.
Yeah.
That is what started it, isn't it?
It is.
A fucking random-ass conversation about macaroni and cheese that we had in 2018.
I think it was during a Sonic game.
It was. We were on lily pads for some reason.
That's right.
Mr. I remember every environment.
No, that's how I remembered it, though. Because I kept falling into the water.
I'm totally kidding. That's absolutely correct. Jeez. It's been a minute though. It's definitely been a few years.
Yeah, wow. Fucking Game Grumps, man.
Did you know, like, and I know it's time for next time on Game Grumps, but I'll just say this real quick. This week, when we're recording this, I mean, this will be out much later, I'm sure, because we're ahead on episodes. But this week, Brian and I are celebrating the 12th anniversary of NSP.
Wow.
Yeah, and we realized, wow, that's more than a quarter of our lives.
Congratulations.
Well, I mean, shit. Like, it's gonna be 8 years for you and me on Game Grumps, this summer. So, I mean, it's just like, God, these projects are crazy long, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you love what you do and you still have, like, that drive in you.
Yeah. No, I don't mean it in a negative way at all. I'm so happy. I'm so happy we've gotten to do it this long.
Yeah, seriously. And eight more years, that's what I say.
Eight Rick and Morty, 8 more years.
1,000 degrees.
I know it used to be 100 years, Rick and Morty, but we've lowered our expectations. 8 years.
I don't know if I can handle 100 years. I don't know if I'll be alive.
I'll be 141, and frankly, I can't imagine that's too comfortable.
This makes me super uncomfortable. In fact, super duper. All right,
they're dancing. All right, next time on Game Grumps. Wow, we went all over the place with that episode.
Yeah.
Well, we did it! We cleared the stage! Yeah, we did it! We're the best!
I'm trying to shake the poop out of my butt! Okay.
All right, Aaron, way to bring it home.
Hell yeah.
I can't even remember your name. What the hell's going on here?
Hell yeah, gamer. Let's fucking engage.
Engage.